Hello, this is TJ from Fat Boys Garden. Give you an update on my spring garden. We're gonna start up here on top of the hill today. And in this particular box, looks like we've got some beans and some corn growing there. And I found out on this past Saturday, I had a little visitor living in that box. I came out here and I don't know what I was doing. I was looking at, oh, I know what I was doing. I was planting some more, putting in some more corn and some more beans because everything didn't germinate. So I'm trying to fill this box up. And I got out here and I went to put something in and look at there, where that sunk down. It was actually a tunnel where a mole had dug underneath there and it just caved in. I don't know how it stayed up the whole time, but it did. And looks like I've had a visitor there. Something's been trampling around in there looking for the seeds that I just planted last week. So I'm sure that it done dug deep enough to find those seeds. But hopefully my visitor is gone. You know, my plan is anyway, come next year, I'm gonna take this box up. I'm gonna move these boxes around from the way that they're sitting now, and I'm going to put chicken wire on the bottom, which is what I should have did from the beginning, and I didn't. So that was my bad. And over here, this here has just totally surprised me. For a long time, I did not know whether those potatoes were growing or not. And I planted these potatoes and garlic on March the 4th for the potatoes and March the 5th for the garlic. The garlic been broke ground, but the potatoes were really slow about breaking ground. But boy, when they broke ground, those leaves are so big in there. And I'm really hoping for big things out of this because it's mostly just potatoes. I got a few garlic in there, but not much. So I'm really hoping to get a nice potato harvest this year. Over here, I've had to replant some more cucumbers because the seeds that I planted just never really came up. But then again, I didn't expect them to because the seeds expired in December of 2017. So hey, I got what I asked for. You know, I used those seeds and they didn't germinate. So since then, I put some seedlings in there that I just bought last week from the nursery there, and behind that is 3 seedlings that I bought from the wholesale nursery. So I'm hoping, and this one already has flowers on it. Let's see, you can see the flowers down there. So that's going to start producing soon. I've had to plant some more peas because the peas that I planted really didn't come up. So I came in and I put some more peas down there. So I'm hoping to get something out of that. We'll see. And hopefully we'll get some peas and some cucumbers out of this bed soon. We're gonna take a walk down here at the bottom of the hill down here. And we've got some nice little surprises down here. Over here started with my broccoli. For a long time now, I didn't know if these things were gonna sprout heads or not, but man, when they came, they all came together. I've got all 6 of these plants and all 6 of them have a head on them now. And this one here actually needs to be picked because it's starting to separate now. So I'm probably gonna pick that one today. I did look up on YouTube and it says that these should sprout some side shoots. So we're gonna see whether or not we're gonna get any side shoots. If we do, great. If we don't, I'm gonna give it about 2 weeks. I'm gonna pull them up and replant some more broccoli. Over here we have cauliflower. And now I think most of them have a cauliflower head on them now. That one, I don't know if there's one down in there or not. Over here we got one. Over here, I've got one way down there in the bottom that started. And then I've got one over here. And this is something that my son planted that I moved. It was in a different part of the garden before, but I moved it because I needed room somewhere else. And I've already clipped one head of cauliflower. So I moved that bucket out of there. Over here, we're finally getting some Brussels sprouts. I'm thinking that that's what that is that's growing there on the stalk. I'm not sure because I've never did Brussels sprouts before, so that's all new to me. Over here we've got some eggplants, and these eggplants were planted on March the 23rd, and they're kind of slow moving right now, so I'm a little bit worried about them. And then we got our stir-fry broccoli. As you can see, we've been eating off of these broccoli plants for quite a while now, and I can't tell you how much broccoli these things have produced. But I'm thinking that they're probably almost done as well. When they get done, I'm gonna replant some more broccoli in its place. And we got some kale over here that we've probably harvested a couple of times. And it's probably time to harvest some more. And then we got our collard greens here. I've gotten one clipping out of those so far, and it's time to clip them again. So I'm gonna probably clip those. And then back here, I just planted some zucchini and some crookneck squash back there in the back. And then I got a couple more eggplants there. So, and I'm not done yet because I still gotta make room to grow my okra. I still haven't done my okra yet. Over here we've got beets, and I've never known how beets grew, but now I know. Because the first time I grew beets, I didn't know I had beets because I thought it was Swiss chard. And when I pulled them up was when I realized we had beets. And this time I'm being very vigilant about it. So every one of those plants now have a beet fruit on the bottom of them. I've got 3, 6, 8 of those. And over here, this is a little bit of a disappointment for me. This is what's called graffiti cauliflower. And it was planted the day after I planted my other cauliflower. And I'm yet to see any heads on any of these. I mean, nothing. Absolutely nothing. A lot of greenery, but that's all I got is greenery. So I'm kind of disappointed there. Over here we've got some Swiss chard. That's ready to be harvested again. My wife has slowed down on eating that, and I don't eat it, so I'm thinking I'm going to go clip it. I've got a couple senior citizens that are constantly asking me for stuff, so I'm going to clip some of this stuff and take it over to them. They greatly appreciate it when I bring them stuff from my garden. Over here we've got Cajun bell pepper, red bell peppers. They say they got a little hint of spice to them. So I'm growing those. And then over here we've got yellow bell peppers. And those plants are really starting to take off. They've been slow just like these, but these are starting to take off even more. And I don't know if it's because of the watering system I got on these versus that one. That one just has a regular sprinkler head on it, whereas that's more concentrated onto the plant itself. And the other part is we got grass clippings in there to keep the dirt moist. So I'm thinking that may be the reason why those are growing a whole lot better than these, because they were both planted at the same time. They were both bought from, I believe, I don't know if it was Lowe's or Home Depot, but they were both bought at the same time and both planted at the same time. Let's go around here and take a look. Bought them at Home Depot on April the 7th, and they were both planted at the same time, but one is outperforming the other. Over here is my son's bed that I just pretty much have left alone, let him do what he does, with the exception of 4 tomato plants that I put in here. But it looks like his red onions are doing good, his green onions are doing good, and then he's got some garlic in there. I did put some basil in there in the individual pots. So this bed here is not doing too bad, but like I said, I pretty much leave this bed alone. This is my son's experiment that he put in there, what he wanted to put in. and he's a little bit anxious. He doesn't understand that garlic is about 100 days and onions are about 100 days, and these have barely been in there 2 months. Barely been in there a little over a month. And he's all excited. He pulled up some of the garlic the other day because he wanted to see if it had started forming. And I told him, I said, why? But it's his. Well, this is TJ. Today is April the 29th, and that's going to be an update of my spring garden. And hopefully we'll see you again in a couple of weeks.